I've been thinking a lot lately about what good poetry does, what difference it makes, since so few people seem to care about it. And I keep coming back to the idea of prayer. For me, poetry is a kind of prayer. It's a kind of spiritual practice. And so the value of poetry is the value of prayer, whatever that is, however hard that is to measure. For me anyway, the key is to try to come to the writing of a poem with the attitude that Anthony de Mello says we should bring to prayer. The sense that in some intangible way I do this not just for myself, but for the welfare of all creation of which I am a part. This is the hardest thing to believe and the most freeing, and not just for poets, but for all of us, that we matter, that each of you matters, even in your ordinary, hidden life. And especially then, a thought, this is a quote, a thought, a material improvement, a unique nuance of human love, the enchanting complexity of a smile or glance. We serve to complete the work of creation, even by the humblest work of our hands. This is Teilhard de Chardin, like de Mello, a 20th century Jesuit thinker and writer. This is what I try to believe. This is what I try to believe, and sometimes I do. That reality is here, and reality is now, and all the rest of it has to be rejected as marketing, as dangerous and as false, because it is. The moment is precious, the moment is what matters, exactly because it is so fragile and so fleeting and so small. So that's the end of the homily. One more poem. This is a new poem. It plays off of a blurb that appears on the front cover of a book. The book is Michael Dowd's Thank God for Evolution. And the blurb is by a Nobel Prize-winning physicist. And it's the best blurb you could ever hope to get. This is the blurb. It took the universe 13.7 billion years to produce this amazing book. And so I'm playing off of that in this poem called Crazy Cake. It took the universe 13.7 billion years to produce this amazing chair. It took the universe 13.7 billion years to produce this amazing pen. It took the universe 13.7 billion years to produce that rhododendron outside my window, and the winter wren overflowing in that rhododendron. That amazing, bubbling winter wren overflowing, not to mention my ears which hear it and my eyes which see it. It seems that life is almost indecently eager to evolve eyes, Richard Dawkins says. The compound eye of an insect or a prawn, he says, or camera eyes like ours or a squid's, or parabolic reflector eyes like those of a limpet. This is all going somewhere, in other words. It's cumulative, it's purposeful, it's always coming to a point. It takes an entire universe to make an apple pie, Carl Sagan says. It takes an entire universe to make a banana split with whipped cream and a cherry on top. It takes an entire universe to make a crazy cake, the way Mom used to before she died. No eggs, just thumb 3 wells into the cocoa and the flour, then pour oil into one well, vinegar into the second, and vanilla into the third. Stir, bake, let cool, and frost with vanilla frosting. Oh, how I loved it. I couldn't stop eating. Stars had to explode to produce all the ingredients. Eons for the wheat. Think of the skies above the fields and the color of the skies. Think of the winter wren. 2/3 of its body is devoted to the production of song. It's such a tiny thing. It weighs barely an ounce. But inside that feathery body, the bones hollow and the lungs expand, and the melody and purity of that song keep bubbling and pouring out. Amazing. The wren is merely a space, an emptiness through which song is produced. It is otherwise hardly even there. Thank you very much.